it is early in the morning, so I'm not looking forward to like being overly explosive or just like throwing all my energy out there, man. I just finished brushing my teeth, washing my face. I'm just waiting for like a good cup of coffee, man. I'm excited for today, and I'm hoping everybody's having a blessed Monday and had a great weekend. So the Switch 2 came out last week of, and it was huge. It was a huge launch for the Switch. I think we were a little bit misled. We thought it was gonna be some exclusive, like limited amount of Switches. So we all ran to the websites to pre-order. But then when you went to Target and Walmart, there's a bunch of them just sitting in the shelves. And I mean, it's good to see that there's a lot available so that people wasn't really stressed out. But I got two separate videos. One is my impressions video, which I don't want to judge it based off of what I'm about to show you. However, it does kind of go hand in hand because we're going to talk about the whole Switch in its entirety. But this video is really just to talk to you about me having bad luck again with another Switch product, or Nintendo product I should say, and the fact that I didn't even have my Switch for 2 days from the time that it released to where now I got on my Switch. I wanted to play a knockout match on Mario Kart World, and then I realized I didn't have a Joy-Con on my right side. I mean, I didn't have an analog. So let me just show you, and then I'm gonna explain to you what happened. So this piece right here is the analog piece to the right side of my Joy-Con. It is actually broken. So if you guys look here, don't mind the fingerprints. If you look here, it's completely broken. And again, don't mind the fingerprints. I just touched the screen. I got a screen cleaner though. So am I bummed about it? It sucks, yes. I think they got like a warranty thing, and I gotta fix this chair. It got like a warranty thing where they're willing to send it back, but that's probably gonna take months or weeks. I don't know. So luckily and thankfully, probably one of the best investments between both Switch 1 and Switch 2 was when I bought a Pro controller for the first one, and I definitely bought one for the second one. The Pro controller, honestly, this thing is a beast, and I love it. I love it a lot. So the only thing that sucks is like when you're laying down, the idea is like you want to kind of play with your Switch, and this is kind of the inconvenience. But you know what? I'll deal with it right now. Probably buy another Joy-Con or like, as a replacement, or see what I do. But yeah, so this pretty much happens, and because that piece broke, this is the piece that broke. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's probably like very tiny. Because this piece broke, it leans the analog. So it's not even like the analog stays in place, it stays straight. It leans it. The click doesn't like really work, and it's really annoying. Like, I was gonna glue it back after I do the video. I'm about to experiment, but this is what it is. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. What happened was I had it docked, and I didn't drop it that far down to the ground. I had it actually docked more so right next to like on this side of me, I have a big TV with like a TV stand and like a bunch of I got like a couple of fight sticks and stuff like that. And I had it on like not really the edge, but more so like, snugged. It was nice. And because I moved the HDMI wire, it tipped over. It didn't even fall. It didn't even fall just yet. It tipped over, and I was like, oh snap. So when it did fall, it fell on my carpet. And again, it's not that high off the ground. And the dock system, it has a layer to it. So while it's inside of the dock, it fell with the dock and then slid a little bit out as it already hit the ground. Cause I literally looked at it and said, oh damn. But what happened was, as it hit the ground, it like slid downwards. And I know it sounds like some Mission Impossible crap. Like again, it's not that dramatic, but I literally did not drop it that down. Like, it did not fall that far down. It literally tilted over basically and then slid off the dock, whatever. To see that it slid off the dock and that's how easy it broke, I said, man, like, this is what it told me. This is my responsibility, so that's my problem. That was my fault. It slipped off, but that easy should not had happened. That shouldn't happen. The price of this device, it costs a lot of people around $530 to $550, depending on where you live. And if you live in Canada, probably like $800. I don't know. It shouldn't be that easy to drop it on carpet, which I have a thick carpet on the floor. And it's not like I'm dropping it here. I dropped it literally like to where my OLED switch is. It tilted over And because of the wires are connected right here, it didn't just completely fall flat. The dock was being held almost like on a string, and it was like dangling a little bit, and then the dock just like slid down slowly, but the switch was still like intact with it. As soon as excuse me, the switch slid out, the analog must have ruptured, because I was literally walking towards it, and then I just see the analog like just pop. As it was sliding out the dock onto the carpet, it just popped. And I said, what the hell? And I looked down and I'm like, it just popped out like that, and it like completely broke. Like, I don't know if you guys, again, it completely like broke. Like, and I'm watching it in real time while I'm walking from the other side of the office, like, and I'm like, oh damn, my switch. It's like being held together. It's like, you ever seen Spider-Man? I don't know if it's Homecoming or whatever, when he's holding onto both ships and he's in the middle. The switch was literally in the middle. One was being plugged into the wall, so like it was being held, and the other one was the HDMI. So it's like in the middle, but falling slowly to the ground when it tilted over. And then the switch just like slid while it's already on the ground and just popped. So that's my responsibility. That was my L. I'll take. I'll see how I get a replacement. I'll see what I do. But it just tells you a lot about the build quality. This thing is expensive, and I already have my first impressions on how the games perform, how games look, because Mario Kart looks wonderful. A lot of the games look great. Some of the games run, you know, pretty well. But then on the hardware and the physicality of it, and just the physical build of it and features, it, again, we're gonna save it for that video, but it does not, like, $500 is crazy. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, yeah, but this is what Nintendo fans want. Like, no, I think there's a lot more that fans would want. There's some stuff that was removed from this, but you know, I digress. We'll talk about that in another video. So now I'm struggling with this being broken, and then I'm gonna show you guys my OLED. So I beat this OLED up. Like, I love the OLED. I was using it like crazy. And I remember going to Puerto Rico a couple years ago with some of my friends. I had this in my bag, as in, and you guys are probably gonna see what's on the screen. I had this in my bag that I could put on the top of the cabin. And because I had my laptop like an idiot, they took the laptop out and was like, you know, you have to separate the bags. But when they put everything back in, they took this out of its packaging. And I said, yeah, no, everything's coming with me on the top of the cabin. They're like, okay. They stuffed my Switch in the bag with the actual dock on top of it, knowing that I had this already in a case. The case was like was already open, and they stuffed it on the bottom. I don't know, TSA, you guys ain't shit. And honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I seen when we was going up to board our flights, they said there was no more room in the cabin. So they not only did that, but they took this while it was all stuffed, and they just ran with it. And then I got it out when I took it out the bag in Puerto Rico, all scuffed. So I've had bad luck since the beginning of time with my Switches. And I'm just about done with it. I'm done with this bad luck. I'm really upset because this one feels nice, it's sleek, you know, like the whole little matte finish or whatever. But this analog stick, I'm about to cement glue it now. I just wanted to make sure I make the video. But yeah, my Switch 2 broke. My analog stick's broke, and it's been hell since, because I can't enjoy now the luxury of just like playing a game on my own and just like without having to dock it, or if I set it up and then put the controller, you know, the Pro controller. But yeah, there's a short video. The build quality, in my opinion, I think it's like a good, you know, 6 out of 10. Like a good like 6 out of 10 build quality. There's rooms for improvement, but you got to be very careful, because this thing can scuff easily, it can scratch easily, and as you guys can see, again, I wouldn't be making this video and then, you know, being dramatic about it and try to make it seem like it's the worst build ever. No, it just, the way it happened, I was like, I can't believe this just popped out. Like, I just saw it. Like, it's insane. But yeah, that's all I got. I got more videos dropping today, but yeah, my Nintendo Switch 2 is broken, and hopefully I can get it fixed. But yeah, I'm out of here. God bless y'all. I love y'all, and happy gaming. Happy Monday. Peace.